Hello and welcome, my friends. Today I'm going to film the first video about my series about the four companies, Google, Apple, Facebook and Amazon, that control everything and will evolve and build their power more and more in the following years. So the first company that I'm going to start with today will be Amazon, and I'm going to make this video about why I hate Amazon, but why I also hypocritically love it on the other side. So let's do this and hope you enjoy the video. Alright, I'm going to tell you a story. I have a lot of things written down there on my computer. So it is the story of a young man. A young ambitious man who studied information technology in a really good college, a really reputable college, and his name, as you can guess, was Jeff Bezos. Our character, young Jeff Bezos, started working in a really high-tech trading firm for the time where this happened, and he really went up through the ranks and got in a great position at this company. This was in the 90s, and he soon got to know his future wife Mackenzie, who just inherited like 36 billion of his wealth, because they broke up recently. So in the year 1995, he started this online bookstore. Like, his idea always was having this online bookstore as his business. And in 1995, he finally started it and registered the domain Amazon.com. So in July 1995, they sold the first book, and they celebrated this with 300 friends. But in the second week, soon later, they got to they got to make sales of worth $200,000 US. Like, for the second week of a business, this is great, this is amazing. In October 1995, yes, Amazon.com was registered, and in the year 1996 they already made sales as high as $15.7 million US. Later on, 1997, they multiplied their sales by a lot of times, netting a good amount of money and making sales as much as $147.8 million US. So Amazon was also always focused on evolving, and they weren't ever focused on making profit at all. Profit wasn't their biggest goal. The biggest goal was getting bigger and bigger, evolving, buying off other firms, other companies worldwide. And so they started off with buying Telebook Inc. This was the German version of, you can say, the Amazon.com, because this was also an online bookstore, and they would soon call it Amazon.de, like for the German market. Then, in 2004, they bought Yo-Yo, an e-commerce company in the early stages of e-commerce, and 2006, they started AWS, Amazon Web Services, now the sector in the company that makes them the most net profit. Really one of the best ideas ever from Bezos to start AWS. Of course, not Bezos alone, but also his team members, his team. Without them, he wouldn't be anywhere. That's what a lot of people forget when they're going up the ladder. They have people who are backing them, who are making this way achievable. As Arnold Schwarzenegger always said, nobody is self-made. And this is something that we always have to keep in mind. We always have friends and network, people who really support, love, like us. People who really appreciate us, behind our backs. So 2008, Audible was bought. Everyone has seen several Audible ads on the internet by now. Also Zappos, this online shoe store, and in 2009 CreateSpace, which we know now as Kindle, direct publishing, Amazon Kindle. TV Systems, an automation firm, an automation company that specializes in robotics and stuff like that, was also bought off by Amazon in the year 2012 for $775 million US, which has been a milestone for Amazon because now they are focusing on automating the warehouses more and more, and so they can automate stuff, automate processes, and therefore they need less workforce, which means that they will make a lot of people, a lot of workers lose their jobs, which is really bad because those people often have not the best education and therefore aren't able to really find another job. So the people aren't able to have any work to nourish and care for a family. And if this will happen, the United States have to think of something, because otherwise thousands of workers will lose their jobs and will almost get to live on the streets. So Amazon services, there's a lot of the services, and this is why I love Amazon, because those services are such comfortable ones. We take Prime for example. Prime Direct Video, Prime Video on Demand. You can always watch videos when you want to, and with other functions of Prime, such as their shipping, you are able to receive your products one day after ordering it, and this is really something that Amazon has built up, something that only Amazon has, and it is their unique selling point, something that only Amazon has to offer their customers. Delivery on the next day, which is amazing, which is a really big achievement of the 21st century. So Amazon is really that successful because they are plain and simple. They use simple psychology to trick or lure the customers, you could say, if you're a little bit cynical there. And they also use their special offers, such as Prime and sales, big sales where they sell their products for a cheaper price, or where they have special products on the market. And also the price policy. Their price policy is something that is really bad for other consumers and other companies, because they are more and more becoming a monopoly, in a monopoly stage, and that means that they can do with the price whatever they want. And also, if other companies are competing with them, have the price as low as they want. Therefore, people get less quality and almost are forced to buy the cheaper things, because of course people are a theme to buy cheaper stuff. They like cheap, but cheap isn't always the best decision. To make quality should be the first priority everyone looks for in buying products. Also convenience, the convenience of the whole website, yeah. If you visit Amazon.com, you get a convenient feeling about the whole act, about everything related to it, and you just want to be there, just want to buy from Amazon, give them all your money, and yeah, then go and enjoy those products that you bought. This is what they want, and this is what they actually achieve. So Amazon maybe will become the first company to reach a market cap of $1 trillion US, which will be in the next few years before Apple. And this will make them the biggest company to have ever existed in the world's history. And this is really something that we have to be afraid of, because monopolism has always been a bad thing. It's always been a thing that harms everyone involved to it. Only the capitalists that run those businesses, like the front-end capitalists of those businesses, only those people will get away with no harms. And all the others will pay for it, will heavily pay for it. And if Amazon really achieves to get in a stage where they can call themselves a real monopoly, we have to get up our lazy asses and start to work against it. But you know what? We can also work against it now, in a stage where it isn't too late. So people are encouraging you, I'm trying myself as well, to not buy from Amazon that much anymore, to reduce our consume on Amazon. So, because there's a lot that we can criticize on this company. For example, their price policy that I mentioned earlier. They can do with the price whatever they want, and they're already doing so. They can make it higher, make it lower at any time, and nobody will give a lying you mean. You know what I mean. And this is bad. This is dangerous for the consumers. So they also try to avoid taxes wherever they can. And this isn't really a surprising thing. Every business wants to avoid taxes. Every business wants to pay less taxes and the least amount of taxes that is even possible for them to pay. Everyone wants it, but Amazon is doing this on a really huge stage because, for example, they are doing it in front of the eyes of all the governments, of the EU, of the US government, and those politicians and governments are, time to time, they are really getting angry with Amazon. Because in the year 2013, I think, they officially made revenue of $10 million in Germany and $100 million in Luxembourg. And Luxembourg is like, I think, 100 times or 200 times smaller than Germany is. So they really try to go to those tax oases, to those tax paradises, and want to settle there and trick people, trick whole countries. And if one company can trick whole countries, those countries are in serious problems and have to think about solutions. And at the time, they really are tricking the whole world. So also their review system is shady, because their review system can easily be bought. I mean, you can easily buy yourself into the review system by just paying some freelancers or other people online. You find them everywhere to give yourself a 5-star rating. This is also very intransparent because there, with this method, customers who think, this is actually the product, can be tricked into buying something without any quality, and this makes this system very intransparent and not relatable at all, not reliable at all. Also, their mass destruction, their mass extermination of products is something that we have to think about. Our planet has limited resources. It already has limited resources, and if we destroy those limited resources, we won't have long. We won't have a long time left. And Amazon, what they do, they buy products, they produce products, and after people send them back to them, or after those products don't get bought at all, they don't sell it for a cheap price. They don't gift it to someone. No, they exterminate those products on a high scale. They big time exterminate products, really. Daily, you could guess of millions of dollars that Amazon exterminates on their dumping grounds, and those are products that people could have used. Products are just exterminated because the market wants it. Another really big disadvantage of Amazon is their shady system in terms of tantiem provisions and in terms of company revenues, company like the percentages companies that work with them earn on a sale, because Amazon binds those companies to them and really brings them to be okay with less revenue, because they take the biggest part of the revenue, and so the company is there with a lot less than they could actually make if they sold their own website. But with the fact being that Amazon binds those companies, they really change those companies on them. They have no choice. Also very bad, because this is leading them more and more to the stage of a monopoly. And the biggest critique point, the biggest disadvantage that I have, and that's really the biggest reason why I hate Amazon, are their terrible working conditions. People have terrible hours, they have to work on terrible times, and those people are tracked all the time, 24/7. Those people have to install specific apps that track them, also have to walk around with trackers, and have to get themselves tracked and watched for the whole day, the whole work life. Because Amazon wants to track their activities and also their behavior for their machines and their data to analyze certain patterns. But this really is, in my opinion, against human rights. Also, the fact that they are automating more and more is against human rights. Yes, business is about revenue, about profit on really a big scale. But in my opinion, the real reason why people should start business isn't the real reason, the real purpose of businesses is giving the people work, giving the population, the people, and a place to work, a place to spend your life, and a place to be happy, have fun, in a disciplined way, of course, but also a place where people want to go, where they can work, where they can care for their families, and also want to go to the next day. I almost feel bad about it, about to leave on the day before. A place that is full of happiness. This should be a real workplace, and that's what a real workplace should look like. Amazon is destroying this image because they, such as a lot of those big companies, almost all of them, are just focusing on the profit, not on the human beings. And that is why I hate Amazon that much. They are comfortable, but Amazon just focuses on the profit and on expanding and on the process to becoming an absolute monopoly. They are forgetting about humanity, and they are forgetting about our planet. And humanity and our planet, those are our two most important assets. Our people and our planet, the two most important assets, and Amazon is forgetting about them, isn't caring about them enough, and that is really why we have to think about buying from Amazon in the future, and why we can think about hating Amazon, hating this company. Alright, so guys, this was really improvised, as all of my videos are. I hope you liked it. I hope you still liked it. And the next video will be about Google. But this video I will have a script and I will plan everything out. So it won't be that spontaneous, but it will be better planned, and yeah, the whole grammatic and like the whole grammar of this video and its content will be a little bit better, I guess. So anyways, have a very nice night. I wish you a great weekend, and that's from me. Bye.